Hey guys, what's good? Today we're going to be checking Side Eye Guy, looking at the Paranormal Nightmare, Profit from Trauma. See, I used to like Paranormal Nightmare because to me they didn't add in a whole bunch of extra shit. Not, at least that I could tell. Put it that way. It wasn't to the point where it was over dramatic, running around screaming their heads off like some of these guys do. But the way that they've questioned some people and stuff is iffy depending on what the situation was. And me personally, after what I dealt with the very first time, to say if someone come to my dad's house and talk to me after that, I'm not talking about it on the fucking property. I wouldn't do it. I still to this day don't like going. I haven't been inside my dad's house for at least 10 years. And in the last 10 years, the only time I ever came on the property was to pick my brother up. And that would be pulling in the driveway, backing out, and getting out. Like, I'm dead serious when I say I really don't want to have to go there to get my stuff after he passes away, which hopefully won't be no time soon. But I'm telling you, I don't want to have to go get all my old stuff out of there. I just don't. I don't want to go in the house. Let's see what we got, though.
Hey, Segways. Today, I'm going to reopen this can of worms. I'm going to watch when Paranormal Nightmare revisit one of their most controversial and difficult to watch videos, Cheryl. Over a year ago now.
Yes, I remember her because that's the one where something smacked the car door. And me personally, I thought it was real because Sean, as usual, Sean's already a little iffy. But, I mean, I believe their story that they said about them when they were kids. And the way Sean reacts to some of this stuff looks like he is freezing up. But
now,
I don't
reacted
know.
to the first time when Paranormal Nightmare visited Cheryl and attempted to help her by expelling the demon that she and the Foreman brothers seemed to believe was infesting her mind and home. I'll try and summarize the original video as quick as I can, but there is no way to do this without first giving you all a warning that this will be a difficult listen. It wasn't easy to watch or make the video either, believe me. The Foreman brothers went to visit Cheryl, who believes a demon has infested her soul and home.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and mention this about her. The first thing I pick up, because I was a drug addict. I've done a lot of drugs, and I wish I wouldn't have. But my problems, the first time that I got pinned down, all the way up until I got scratched, I hadn't done nothing. Nothing. I mean, I might have done a little cocaine here and there, but not at the time that this stuff had happened. But, now, the second time I got scratched and the second time I got pinned down, yes, I had been on Xanaxes on one of them, and the other, I think, was probably just the pain pills or something. But just letting you know and being honest, I have dabbled here and there in drugs. I've went down the wrong path, but that has nothing to do with what was going on around me. I'm saying her. She looks like she has a drug issue, maybe a self-esteem issue, and plus, from what I remember from the show, she had a rough life. So yeah, them talking to her in the house, that right there, you're just digging in an open wound, if you ask me.
When we hear Cheryl talk about this, she sounds about as genuinely scared a person as you could possibly hear. But there are very real reasons why she sounds so fearful. As this video continues, it sounds more and more like Cheryl has some very serious mental health concerns and a possible substance issue. She was also in a horrific abusive relationship.
Well, he just summed up everything I said. But, yeah. Now, that doesn't make anything less real that's happened to her because, like I said, I've had things happen to me. And I've had a girlfriend that didn't believe me until the shit happened to her, and then she shut the fuck up real quick. So, just putting it out there, I wasn't strung out. I wasn't, no. And I haven't been, through any mental situations that would put me in the... None of that happened with me. I actually had something messing with me. And, the whole way they went about investigating this thing, you would have thought they would have told her, hey, the app is, and then they might have told her outside of the house, hey, the app isn't necessarily right at all. It's just pre-chosen words that come out however. So don't listen to it thinking it's that.
When the Foreman brothers first arrived to help her, they said that they could not continue with the investigation, but they do not give their reasons why. They just say they have concerns for their own safety. I have now learned.
Oh, I know what it is. It's because of her ex, supposedly. But that just means, okay, we can't be here because of your ex, so we're gonna leave. You have fun. We'll come talk to you whenever everything's clear. When really, you should have been talking to her off of that property anyway. She shouldn't have been near the property if that's where the damn thing is.
Learned that through a Paranormal Nightmare live stream, the reason they had to leave Cheryl was because her partner was threatening them. Fast forward some time later, and now Cheryl is calling the Foreman brothers to come back to her home. The abusive partner is now a fugitive from the law for the crime of killing Cheryl's son. This was Cheryl's second child who died. So yeah, this gets about as dark as it can possibly.
Right. So you would, one, think they would definitely interview her outside of that property, somewhere where she can feel somewhat safe.
Paranormal Nightmare decide to come back to help Cheryl now that the murdering piece of shit is on the run. But the police at the time had not actually caught him. The way Paranormal Nightmare decided to help Cheryl, in my opinion, just fed into her delusion more and more, potentially doing some pretty serious psychological damage to someone who needs very real, very serious help. As far as I'm aware, none of the Foreman brothers have any kind of psychiatric training, and I would be very interested to know if they have any idea how to deal with someone with mental health issues. Considering in just about every single one of their investigations where they go help people in their own home, the vast majority of the time it's a malevolent spirit or a demon or something supernatural. But we'll talk all about that a bit later. During the investigation at Cheryl's house, we see the place is crawling with bugs.
Yeah, now that right there, I couldn't live in that. I would go nuts. I would just go nuts. I can't do it. I don't know how people do. I can't do it. I'll sleep outside first.
Believers in the paranormal may well see as a sign of demonic infestation in Cheryl's home, but I see it as someone who is unable to clean their own home and make it livable. The Foreman brothers also left Cheryl alone in her house with the Spirit Talker app, leading her to believe that she is in full direct communication with this demon, when the reality of these apps is that it is just a random word bank. And of course we have no idea what could have come out of that app. If that app would have said something really, really damaging and scared Cheryl, God knows what the consequences of that would have been. It felt like there was not enough duty of care towards Cheryl's mental health by the Foreman brothers. But
they were more worried about themselves. That's for sure. I mean, for real, you're more worried about yourselves. 3 grown-ass men. And now she's short a son, which means he was willing to kill. And now you're okay to go over there because he's on the run. Doesn't mean he ran anywhere, but he's on the run from the cops.
There was plenty of content for Paranormal Nightmare to get out of this. The biggest criticism I have with this video is that as soon as the Foreman brothers learnt of Cheryl's son dying, and it was very, very recently that her son died from when they made the second half of the video, why do they put the cameras on her? If you are there to help Cheryl, then surely you can do it without switching the cameras on and poking it in her face.
Oh no, that's what they do for clicks. When someone
struggling as much as Cheryl clearly was, surely common decency would kick in to let you know that you should not be filming someone this vulnerable so soon after suffering such.
Like, just for instance, my ex, she passed away from breast cancer. We went through all the shit. And if somebody would have come and interviewed me 2 weeks after she passed, one, it would have set me to fuck off. And especially if, you know, them coming to talk to me to help me, and they could have helped me when everything was a little better but didn't, and now she's gone. Oh yeah, that would have set me off right there. That's just
Such an
me. That's
unbelievable
me.
tragedy. And Paranormal Nightmare are about to do it again in this video I'm reacting to today. To say the original video was an uncomfortable watch would be a huge understatement. When I did my video reacting to it, I was still pretty new to making YouTube videos in general, and I had never attempted anything like this. Before it, I primarily did really just comedy reaction debunking videos. But the Cheryl case was so harrowing that I could not find any humor in it whatsoever. And at the time when I told people that I wanted to react to this video, they told me to not do it.
That right there is after whatever that thing was hit the doors. Then Sean, he was grabbing at Josh, and then he sits like this for a minute.
That it was too out of left field and too irregular from my regular content. But like an idiot, I didn't listen. A lot of people did agree with me in this video, but I got a lot of criticism at the time as well to dare question the Foreman brothers' integrity or motives. The video is well over a year old now, and back then, the Foreman brothers were thought of as saints in the paranormal field, including the debunking community.
Exactly. Like, I used to think they were actually somewhat good and doing it for the right reasons. Even though I know they gotta get clicks and views, but the way they go about getting the clicks and views, if you stop and think about it for a minute, it's not always right. One, interviewing someone in the house, that is so technically wrong for me, because I've dealt with it. I've been in a house that had shit going on. And the last thing you want to do is speak about an entity that is in that house that once you get your videos done, then you get to walk out that fucking door and leave, and I get to sit back and deal with it. Fuck you, fuck that. We can talk off the property about it, and you can go figure it out yourself, whatever. But I'm not talking about it on the property. I'm just not. Whether you believe in this shit or not, that's on you. But I'm saying the shit's real, and if I had to go through this, I would be like, I can meet you somewhere. I'm not speaking on it here in this house because it will hear everything I say. I don't think they follow you. I don't know what they do. I haven't had anything happen outside of one of my houses I was living at. But I've had it happen at multiple houses. But I don't know if it was a thing from my dad's house or another thing. I have no clue. No clue about that. Don't understand it. Don't care.
They pretty much were seen as the gold standard of paranormal investigating, and many people seem to believe that they were there to help those who contacted them. So when I criticized them back then, I got my fair share of backlash. Since I was so new to YouTube and outside my comfort zone making this video, I was probably more respectful to Paranormal Nightmare than I really should have been. Certainly more respectful than I am going to be today. Since my video, Mythos has had a huge debunk on the Foreman brothers, and Boo Productions not only got them on a huge debunk faking their paranormal evidence, which I encourage everyone to go watch by the way, but also in a different video, he heavily questions their approach and morals when they do their home family investigations. Since,
you know, one thing I noticed is they always put at the end, well, there's been maybe one or two that they didn't, but at the end, oh, they've had no more experiences since then. But I'm like, well, how long has it been? A week? 2 weeks? Because if it's been 6 months, I say you can put that at the end, that they have no more activity in the house. But if it's been 4 days or a week since you've been there, that don't mean shit. I lived at my dad's house off and on a total of about 4 years. And I probably had about 5 things, 6 things happen there. So it didn't happen on a daily basis. Now, the walking, that's another story, because before anything happened to me, I know of at least 5 times I heard the walking. I couldn't tell you how so close they were together. I couldn't tell you if it was 10 times. But I heard the walking many a times, and it was only walking one way. Never walked back, ever. But I know I'm getting sidetracked. I'm just trying to explain how it works. It's not a reliable thing. I don't know if it builds up. I don't know what causes it. I need to ask my brother, because he stayed there for 25 years. He can give you a better idea of how it worked for him.
since Boo Productions also does paranormal residential cases, and they can see firsthand how much the Foreman brothers can hurt those vulnerable people. And then of course we got Beardo's most recent video, where he goes real hard and exposes the Foreman brothers for some of the shady tactics they do, under the disguise of helping vulnerable people, when really they're in it just for a profit. In today's video, I'm going to be reacting to the opening 12 minutes of when Paranormal Nightmare go back to check in on Cheryl. Paranormal Nightmare's full video here though is still over an hour long, because they took this opportunity to re-upload the whole original video onto this one, and I'm sure this has nothing to do with them making more ad money off this. Please go check out Paranormal Nightmare's full video so you don't think I'm taking anything.
I know he hated to have to say that. I mean, he shouldn't have had to say it, but I know how it works with this whole copyright bullshit, or them trying to say you're not, but you gave him a fair shot. Here, go look at him, go watch the video, but
here out of context. It's a difficult video to watch, but very eye-opening on the measures ghost hunters will go to in order to make content. Straight in with the drama.
Now, my thing is demonic infestation. When you say an infestation, that usually means a whole bunch of them. But to me, from what I can remember, and it's been a while since I've seen the video, but to me, it was just one. Now, I will say my dad, his personality has completely changed. That where he used to be, he used to keep everything clean, nice, neat. Now his bushes are over 12 feet tall. They are blocking every window. Damn, the inside of the house, I know the part of the ceiling fell down from where the roof had a leak, and then he never fucking fixed it. And it's like, what are you doing? Why are you even still here? He knows me and my brother do not want that house when he passes away. So me and my brother want him just get this fixed, pay whatever, get someone to fix it, sell this fucking thing, and get you a 1-2 bedroom house. You don't need a live-in basement, 3 bedrooms upstairs, 2 bath. You don't need all that for now, just one person. But before, it was just him and my brother. So, but he's still there. Don't get it.
I know channels need to make their content entertaining, but this should be treated more seriously than using cheesy sound effects like this.
Watch out.
Turn right. Then the destination is on your right.
Well, I'm glad we had that part in there. Where's the drone footage?
Okay, so we are back
no drone?
in Toledo, Ohio. Unfortunately,
And now that we're back and we think we're safe, he could be standing around the building getting ready to pop anyone that walks in his ex-old lady's house. But we're pretty sure he's on the run now.
Cheryl has been doing some very disturbing stuff, which is why we are back up here tonight.
Because you left her the first time?
So we're going to go in and see what she...
I will say this. Granted, the guy was willing to kill, but it just makes me think of them three as straight P words. Or B words, whichever, because you got a lady there asking for help. And you could at least got her some kind of help. Get her out of there. Give her a ride to a women's shelter. Something. Anything. But you guys are so scared. You ran.
What she's been up to looks completely different in here. It looks good.
So...
Trying.
You've been doing some work. You look better.
Now, that is... Okay, so I have seen this video, and I seen the original one where the bugs were, but when was it they left and then came back? Because now the bugs are gone, from what I understand. Her hair's growing
Cheryl
back.
definitely looks much better 7 months after the investigation.
7
the home
months.
looks better too, which is a huge relief. I believe I've heard that Paranormal Nightmare did pay for bug exterminators to come in to help Cheryl's living conditions. I am going to be critical on Paranormal Nightmare's treatment of Cheryl, but I'm very glad they did this, so I have to report on it as only
can't.
fair.
So you got ghost tube going?
Ooh,
Yeah.
what? Dude, that almost makes it seem like she had, or they had it planned. Because you were being attacked, they got rid of it, and then they come back and you got the app open. Why? Why would you have the app open? Jeez.
I'm scared.
like you said, mental. It's a mental. This is mental.
It's been talking nonstop today.
We'll cut it
Someone in
off.
Cheryl's life needs to
But you
explain to
can't.
her that these apps are nonsense. You can't live your life in fear over what they say. But
True.
unfortunately, the Foreman brothers are certainly not going to be the ones to do this.
Things were good for a little while, and then things started happening again.
They are going to keep happening because Cheryl needs real help. All paranormal.
I mean, I'm not taking this personal. I'm not. But at the same time, I know things happen to me. Other people seen things happen to me. Fucking, they seen the scratch. Like, my ex was in bed with me. She didn't touch me. But anyway, besides the point, I'm getting off track. But what I'm saying is, yes, she does have mental issues, but that does not mean it isn't happening. The thing is she inviting it back in by opening these apps, putting it, I guess you would call it putting the energy out as you're looking for something. I don't know how any of that works. All I do know is the shit is real. Yes, she has a mental problem or a mental issue, not problem, but you get it. You get what I'm saying.
Paranormal Nightmare are doing here is offering a soggy bandage over a gaping wound. Feeding into Cheryl's delusion in order to play along and make her feel better might be okay for the short term, but she's always going to arrive back to this same spot she's in right now without very serious long-term solutions.
This whisper was like a growl.
Now, I haven't heard any growls, any talking, but what I will say, her being alone in a home by herself all the time, and the fact that she's had 2 of her children die, and the only thing in her mind in order to talk to someone is that damn phone. They need to explain it's all junk. It's all just junk. But they won't do it, and they definitely wouldn't do it on camera, because if they do that on camera, they're going to tell every single one of their subscribers all of it's fake, as far as what comes through the phone.
Like it was mad. About the time that I started talking to it again is when it got scratched. I said, I gotta find out who it is. I can't deal with it.
See, I didn't want none of that shit. See, I got scratched. It was when my son come over one weekend, then he come over the following weekend, and yes, I was in my bedroom with my girl. First time I woke up, rolled over, couldn't get comfortable. My back was on fire. The next day, I got up to like get coffee or do something. She's like, what the fuck did you do to your back? And I'm like, what are you talking about? And she said, there's a scratch running all the way down your back. It was just one single line running about yay far, a foot or so down my back. When my son went home for the weekend, the following weekend, my son had come to stay with me again, and he's sleeping out on the couch in the living room. Well, I wake up in the middle of the night, same thing as before, and at first I started to try to get comfortable because I'm serious. My back was on fire. So I'm rolling over and I'm almost back comfortable, and then it hits me. I was like, it just clicked in my brain because it is the middle of the night. But I wake her up. I said, is there anything on my back? And she said, you're bleeding. No, it wasn't a wide open gushing blood, but it drew blood to the skin. And I think she said there was some that was actually coming out. But the last thing I did was, 1, go back to sleep, and 2, I didn't want to know who it was, what it was. All I did know is that when I lived at my ex-wife's house, shit was going on there. And both times that my son come over, something happened to me. And then all the DVDs flipped off the table that morning. Like, he was knocked out on the couch. He was 13, I remember that. Because he didn't hear nothing. He was like, what are you talking about? I was like, a whole stack of like 30 DVDs just crashed over off the table. And they had been sitting there forever. But besides the fact, sorry for pausing it, guys. Let's go.
So I started using GhostTube again, and I started asking questions. And the first word that came out was, you're gonna die.
It's easy to forget that anyone has access to these apps, and some really do believe that
It'd be nice if there was a way to do an IQ, not an IQ test, but a mental stability to, or they need to have something on there that says, hey, this is preloaded words in a sentence in these things. This is all it can choose from. It will never say happy birthday, ever. It just,
whatever comes out of them is a demon or a sinister entity.
Yeah.
And we have no idea how this might affect the mental state of these vulnerable people. I just wish they came with a very clear disclaimer as soon as you turn the apps on that these are not meant to be taken seriously. And
just like with the AI the virtual reality glasses, you put them on and you tell it to draw you a picture. How it goes in the electronics, picks colors and paints a picture, because now every ghost or demon can draw, makes like no sense. None.
and meant to be thought of as entertainment. Or at very least, don't program it in to say things like you're going to die.
Exactly.
And that freaked me out. Last night I was sitting here. I heard 3 specific knocks on the wall. Take back your house. Let it know you're not playing. And so I turned Ghost Tube on and I said,
Okay, right there. You said take back your house, let it know you're not playing, and then the third thing you did was cut on the ghost tube. Look, the way I've always known it, and what my dad told me, I go off what my dad told me. He was good into the church and the Bible and all that, and he always said, don't be scared of it. Do not ever challenge it, ever. Because the second you go and try to challenge something, you're just asking, you're inviting it for trouble. But the other thing is, don't give it any attention. I mean, I tried not to put out the scared vibe whenever it happened to me, but I'm going to tell you now, I was fucking shook. But I didn't try to talk to it. I didn't try to act like anything was there. I just did whatever I had to do and get the fuck out.
you're gonna leave my home. It's here with us.
Do the Foreman brothers really believe these apps, or are they just playing along because they know without them they
Good
don't have a show?
question.
If they don't believe in them and they're not telling Cheryl that they are nonsense to put her mind at ease, then that's just disgusting.
Or do they believe they work? That's a good question. Do they know what they're doing? But now that you have made one video on them and I guess it got their attention, they should now at least have an idea, because them things have spit out some odd
After
shit.
that, that's when it really ramped up. Making me relive my son's death and my dad's death. Telling me in my dreams, this is gonna be you. You're not gonna live your life. Nobody loves you. Nobody likes you.
That right there, the last two things she said, nobody loves you, nobody likes you, that sounds like a symptom from being alone. And damn, she looks evil there.
Everybody hates you. God hates you. He's all in my head.
I think,
My heart
yeah,
still
yeah,
goes
there you
out to
go.
Cheryl. There are plenty
See-
of demons, but they are all metaphorical and not literal. She needs a good therapist to help her, not the Foreman brothers sticking cameras in her face. Just imagine filming someone to make money off them while they're pouring their heart out to you.
You know, you never know. She might have partially called them there just to have some kind of attention, because when they do come, they bring the cameras and give her attention. And then when they leave, all that attention leaves. That could be it, but I can tell she is a lonely person.
To you like this.
He'll bring up things that has happened already.
Well, yeah, because all that app is supposed to do, everything in it is supposed to be scary. It's supposed to be death, people's names, you're gonna die, which I don't know why that's in there, but it is. And and she's had her dad die, she said, her grandpa, and her 2 of her kids, and all this and that. So she's had a lot of negative things happen. This thing's spitting out negative words. She thinks it's about her, when really it's all up in the air chance.
Can you get me the holy water?
Fucking holy water? Cheryl is talking about reliving the trauma of her past, and these guys want to give her holy water. This is like medieval thinking right here. Everything must be supernatural.
That's another question I have. Okay, so who's the person that prays over the water to make it holy? And then you hear stories about, a demonic thing can't cross a bridge or cross over. running water like a river or stream, and it's like, but is that holy water too? I'm confused on that who does the holy water? How do you know your water is holy? Or is this all that part, the water part? Is that something just to make the person feel at ease? I don't know.
To these
I have no
fellas,
idea.
when they know full well why Cheryl is struggling the way she is. Any one of us would probably be in the same place that Cheryl is at right now if we had to go through the horrors that she has been through.
And the thing is, I thought at least one of the brothers had been addicted to drugs. I don't know if it was Sean or Josh or both, but I thought they went through that struggle. Now, the other struggle is she's been in some very bad relationships that have cost her family.
Throw potential substance abuse into the mix, and this is going
there you
to
go.
be the
You
result.
said it.
And just so you guys, the viewers, know, Cheryl and I have stayed in contact basically since day one, right?
Right.
I mean, we talk literally once a week, and so we thought it would be a good idea.
Dude, when you said we stay in contact, you made it sound like y'all talk every single day for 30 minutes at a time. Then you say at least once a week. I'm sorry. I'm here at my house single. I got 3 dogs and 2 cats. If I talk to a one person once a week for 5 minutes, that's not keeping in touch.
Idea to get back up here with Cheryl.
Especially if I was at my dad's house.
Before things kind of spiral back to where they were before.
On one hand, I can't help but think the reason they went back to Cheryl is just for more
Clicks.
content. You can do a wellness visit without cameras, surely. But on the other hand, I am glad that Josh stays in touch with Cheryl. Unfortunately, I don't think she has too many people to talk to in her life.
Man, we're on the same page except
I
for...
the way I couldn't touch it.
Made a lot of notes.
Me and Side-Eye are on the exact same page except for, I'm telling you now, ghost or demons, there's something you cannot see. I don't care if you call it aliens, demonic spirits, ghosts, whatever. There is something out there that we cannot see. 1000% Karen fucking Teed. That's the only spot we're different.
And we can go through some of this stuff, if you don't mind. It'll help you understand how these things work, what we can do as individuals to protect ourselves.
Wait a minute, whoa. I hope you're not talking about the phone app, because I see you whipped your phone out talking about how these things work. Because that right there should be when you stop it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think with you become like so dependent on us, but you have to understand, like my brothers and I, we're nobodies. We're just 3 guys from Ohio trying to help families understand what they're going through.
But first, we got to get the clicks off of your pain.
Make a shitload of money out of doing it.
So I want to get you to the point to where you don't rely on us, because there's only one
but
person
we
who
still
can
get enough clicks out of you.
We have the knowledge of doing the investigations. We have the knowledge of understanding specific hauntings, how these demonic things work.
Yeah, but are you going to tell her the phone app doesn't fucking work? How can a demon or a ghost, or even how can anyone pick sentences out of something that you cannot see and is not physically fucking there?
And we can share that knowledge with you and our experiences with you.
Information on phantoms and made up bullshit isn't gonna help her here, fella.
A lot of people believe that demons, demonic entities, are some devil-like figure crawling around on your ceilings and stuff. Demonic activity can take different forms. It doesn't necessarily mean that there's a demon in your house.
Yeah, I mean, why would anyone think there's a demon in Cheryl's house? Paranormal Nightmare went with this as their thumbnail.
Jesus, how did he just say that and then have that as the fucking... Doesn't necessarily mean it's demons. This is a demonic infestation. What the fuck?
For the video. What would ever give anyone the impression that there is an actual demon in Cheryl's house?
Oh, and on top of that, Side-Eye guy, he said, think they're crawling around on the ceiling. Meanwhile, in the photo right there, there's a demon climbing up the wall. Wow.
House. Not to mention the actual investigation. They claim that there was a demon in her house. They called it out and provoked it non-stop.
You're a freaking coward.
You are too weak.
You're a piece of crap. I know that.
I think you're worthless.
That's some big words coming from a guy that said he used to freeze up back in the day whenever he was a kid growing up. And I'll tell you now, at my dad's house, I can't say I'd go in there being like, you're fucking weak. I will highly doubt I'll ever say that. I'm not challenging something I cannot see. And I do know it can fucking pin you down. I do know that. My brother's seen other things in the house. But anyway, beside the point.
Come on,
Let's go.
coward.
Let's go.
Let's do this.
Because, you know, doing that is more entertaining.
4 specific ways that a demon enters somebody's.
My thing is, he could have just went in and blessed the house, cleansed the house, get started on it. Don't do this big introduction. Go straight to the business and try to get rid of the fucking thing. You don't need to go in there. You're weak. You're a coward. I mean, what is...
life. So like when I get off the phone with somebody, I can pretty much tell what situation my brothers and I are going into. That tells us how to conduct the investigation, what we could be getting into, what dangers we may face.
Why is it that Roger... What's the third brother, mainly the cameraman? I want to say it's Roger. Why is he... I don't think he come to the other interview either. It's just him and Sean.
Infestation's the first thing, okay? I'll read some of this for you.
What I'm watching right here is only 12 minutes long, and the rest of the Paranormal Nightmare video is just a re-upload from the original video, even though that original content is still there on their channel.
I remember that because I went to it thinking it was another whole episode, and it was just the beginning added on top of all the rest.
The fellas just use this opportunity to make more money. This could have easily just been a 12-minute video, but even though this is just 12 minutes, I'm getting really frustrated with all this demon talk. Get Cheryl to a mental health expert.
Infestation is what let the entity in, what triggered the haunting to take place, patterns and behaviors. This can be addiction, poor health, not taking care of yourself mentally. So when you have all this negative stuff going on around you, because like I said, demons are not just some creature crawling around your house. Demons can affect us in many ways throughout our life.
And that's why I'm worried about my dad, because he had 3 mini strokes and a stroke, but he's, in the past couple of years, he has changed. And the house is it was a gorgeous house, but he's let the yard go to shit. He's let the inside start to mess up. I don't know if he's fixed anything. It's just, I wasn't allowed in the house, and I wasn't trying to go in it the last few years because him and my brother had made a mess. And I don't know. It's just, my whole life, my dad was never like that, and now my dad is so different. But hey, I don't know.
And that's what the infestation is, you know, letting yourself go mentally, physically, hiding yourself away from other people.
This is all just mumbo jumbo for how someone suffers from depression. If Josh meant demon as a metaphor for depression and says this outright to Cheryl, I'd applaud him. But he's not. He says the word demon in a very literal sense. It's like they're living 400 years in the past with this nonsense. I'm skipping the rest of Josh reading this rubbish.
And all this is made to push you further away from Christ. So this will try to fracture your faith and spirit as a person, where you just felt like your world was falling apart. That pushes you further away from God.
What I'm about to say next will for sure piss some people off, but I'm going to say it anyway, because you know, that's what I do. Show me an atheist who has ever been possessed by a demon. Hey, believe what you want. I am an atheist, but I'm not the type to preach about it.
Well, here's what I can tell you about that. Why would a demon have any reason to possess an atheist? They're already not believing, so you already got them. It's like, why bother a devil worshiper? Why bother an atheist? Why? You're already on their team. There's no point. That's the only thing I'm going to say. And I don't want anyone to take that the wrong way. Live your life the way you want to. That's great. You know, but my thing is, what would be the point in it messing with you when you're already on the side that you like, you know? But maybe I'm just dumb. Maybe I'm thinking of it wrong. I don't know.
You do you, as long as it makes you happy, and if it helps you be a decent person, then have at it.
There you go. That's what I was trying to say. You do you, I'll do me. That's great. And I'm not going to argue about religion or none of that. All I'm saying is that why would why would a demon need to mess with someone who already doesn't believe? You're already on that side. But that is totally fine. My best friend at the time, when I had shit happening to me, he didn't believe in none of it. He himself was an atheist. And I was fine with that. That's totally fine with me.
But this is a side to religion where it can convince some mentally ill people to believe in things that are outright damaging to their mental health. And it is concerning, to say the very least.
So I think it's important for you, and I think it's important for people out there that may be dealing with this stuff to understand how this stuff works. We try to intervene and get answers and get people help before it gets to this point. And that's why I thought it was so important to get back up here with you.
You know, I really, now that Side-Eye Guy brought it up, I really want to know, does Josh believe in this fucking, the Spirit Talker apps? Because, swear to God, he should know there's no way any of that can actually work. And he should let her know that, but he won't. He won't. There's no.
Because I remember the
Or does
person
he
I met
actually
that
believe
first
it?
day. And I can tell you that person is not the person sitting in front of me.
I'll give Paranormal Nightmare this. Cheryl does look better now than when she did in the first video. How much longer that will last, who knows. But also, they didn't go through with a second investigation, which I definitely think was the right call. I mean, they shouldn't have gone through with the first investigation in the first fucking place. They just need to give her the help she clearly needs. But you know, they are still filming her right now.
You get to where you lose somebody close to you, and I think that's why you have such a hard time with trust, is you're afraid letting people in because you're...
And then you got pieces of shit like you that come in, dig in the open wound, and then bounce, and then go post it on the fucking internet.
afraid to lose them. Its main goal is to push you further away from God. A demon doesn't care about you. A demon doesn't care about me. They care
That's
about
facts.
getting revenge on God and pulling his people away from him.
No, Josh. The reason Cheryl is going through this, and understandably so, is because the horrible hand she's been dealt in life. The only way Cheryl is going to be able to heal from this is if she addresses the deep trauma she's gone through. Saying dumb shit like, the demon doesn't care about you, he's trying to get at God through using Cheryl, is just utter bollocks.
We have the knowledge to help you understand what you're going through.
No, you fucking don't.
We want to help empower families to take their life back.
Yeah, like, that's, like, especially with her losing both her kids, and then, you know, I don't know how her grandpa or dad died, but the way you worded it sounds like you understand what she's been through. You don't know anything about that. You might kind of understand the somewhat spot she's in, maybe, but yeah, you don't.
Take their home back. Your demon is not having the faith that Christ will protect you and save you.
Is Josh now spinning this around that Cheryl's at fault here for her lack of faith in God?
Our whole journey has been about you guys sharing your stories, getting you help, the best help that we can.
Saying no activity since this intervention means very little, since you already had to come back from the
That's what I was just about to say.
last time you guys expelled the demon. I'm ending the video here because next up they go straight into the re-upload of the original video. I said in my last video that I would donate any ad revenue I got from my little video of Cheryl to her. It wouldn't be a lot of money, certainly not next to what Paranormal Nightmare made from Cheryl, but I would happily donate it all the same. Paranormal Nightmare did respond to my video in the comments, but they did not take me up on this offer. In my first video I explained that this is a very complicated subject matter, and the same goes for what we just watched right here. Are Paranormal Nightmare out and out villains? There are certainly some things that they did for Cheryl that I applaud, but putting a camera in her face just after her son was murdered to make a video and content out of her suffering to make a profit out of it is inexcusable in my...
Yeah, that's the main thing I'll catch, is that bringing the camera in, having her in the house, and going over that. Just go there and do what you gotta do. Why did you show up this time? Just to tell her not to touch her phone? And the definitions of infestation and the way it goes and that's all you showed up for? Like, Why was it you went there with a camera and then instead of actually doing another investigation, you just repost the one you had just done 7 months earlier at the end of it to make another hour long thing? So that would be your entire video for that particular week. Anyway, guys, let me know what you thought about this. Sorry I paused a few times, but I have to let y'all know when Side Eye Guy says his part. Well, I gotta let you know what's happened to me in my lifetime. And I know for a fucking fact there is things out there, and Side Eye Guy himself has said he wants to find that. And maybe one day he will. Hopefully he will not get it the way I got it. Because I'm telling you, it's a shitty thing to have to go through and be... Dude, I hated being at home at my dad's house. Especially when no one was there. But even when someone was there, my dad was upstairs, I was downstairs. Just, it sucks. I'm going to tell you that. But anyway, guys, let me know what you thought. And I will see you on the next one, guys.